Do you think it's possible that electrons could be positive on the inside? Whoa, crazy, I know. But let me explain why I'm suggesting this. There is an analogy that works so well to explain what electromagnetism is and why electricity, electrical charge, and magnetism always go together. Okay, so imagine that you have this lattice of springs. Or let's say that you have this spongy material that's made out of rubbery latex. So you can compress it, you can expand it, and it always wants to go back to its original shape. So let's say you have a brick of this stuff. It's just sitting on your desk. Let's say that there was a way to magically compress a little spot in the middle of this brick. So you compress it, there's latex that gets pushed into a smaller space, and then around it you have this stretched out area. And the stretching out sort of normalizes as you get further away. So it kind of tapers off. All right, that's interesting. Something else happens too. Let's suppose that there are natural grid lines that run through this latex material. So if you distort the material in any way, then you cause the grid lines to curve. There's a kind of bending or maybe twisting that happens inside the material. This is a perfect analogy for electromagnetism. If you have a photon, you can think of a photon as a ripple going through a material just like this. So let's say there's a sine wave inside this material. So you have a plane inside the material that's shifted up like this. Okay, so above the plane, the shifted plane, it's going to be compression. Below the plane, it's going to be expansion, where everything's stretched out. And then the curvature is there too. So let's say that on top, where there's the area of compression, you're going to have a negative charge. Below, you're going to have positive charge. And then the curvature itself is the magnetism. So compression, expansion, and twisting are analogous, excellent analogies for electromagnetism because they all go together just the same way. So I ask the question, is it possible that an electron is positive on the inside? Well, if the analogy holds true perfectly, then it has to be. Otherwise, it's just a helpful analogy. But if you think about an electron as an area of expansion inside of some material, then that means that around this local expansion there has to be a compression. That compression tapers off to infinity. The compression would be the negative field. The expansion would be the positive field on the inside. Of course, that positive field is inaccessible. We can't get to it, so we can't really verify experimentally that it's there. But the analogy is so good, I just have to ask the question. I want you to put your thoughts in the comments. Let me know, is it possible if electrons are positive on the inside?